तुला वेद व्यास की जय। श्री रामचंद्र की जय। अहोबलं नारसिंहं गत्वा रामप्रतापवान् नमस्कृत्वा श्रीनरसिंहम् अष्टौ सितकमलापतिम् गोविन्द केशव जनार्दन वासुदेव विश्वेश विश्वमधुसूदन विश्वरूपा श्रीपद्मनाभ पुरुषोत्तम देहि दास्यम् नारायणच्युत नरसिंह नमो नमस्ते। देवाः समस्ताः खलु योगी मुख्यः गन्धर्वविद्याधर किन्नरश्च यत्पादमूलं सततं नमन्ति तं नारसिंहं शरणं गतोऽस्मि। वेदान् समस्तान् खलु शास्त्रगर्भान् विद्यां बलं कीर्तिमतिं च लक्ष्मीं यस्य प्रसादात् पुरुषा लभन्ते तं नारसिंहं शरणं गतोऽस्मि। ब्रह्मा शिवस्त्वं पुरुषोत्तमश्च नारायणोऽसौ मारुतां पतिश्च चन्द्रार्कव्यावग्निमरुद्गणाश्च त्वामेव त्वां सततं नतोऽस्मि। स्वप्नेऽपि नित्यं जगताम् अशेषं सृष्टा च हन्ता विभूरप्रमेयः त्राता त्वमेकस्त्रिविधो विभिन्नः तं त्वां नरसिंहं सततं नतोऽस्मि। इति श्रुत्वा रघुश्रेष्ठः पूजयामास तं हरिं पुष्पवृष्टिपपातासु तस्य देवस्य मूर्धनि राघवेणाकृतं स्तोत्रं पञ्चामृतम् अनुत्तमम् पठन्ति ये द्विजवराः तेषां स्वर्गस्तु शाश्वतः। Translation. The glorious Ram once visited Ahobala, where he saw the deity of Lord Narasimha. He offered his obeisances to Lord Kamalapati, husband of Goddess of Fortune, and prayed as follows: O Govinda, Keshav, Janardhan, Vasudev, Vishvesha, the controller of the universe, Vishwa Madhusudana Vishrupa, Shri Padmanabha Purushottama Pushkaraksha Narayan Achyuta. O Lord Narsimha, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. I have taken shelter of Lord Narsimha, unto whose lotus feet demigods, prominent yogis, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, and Kinnaras are constantly offering their obeisances. I have taken shelter of Lord Narsimha, by whose mercy people receive all the Vedas, the essence of all scriptures, knowledge, strength, reputation, and wealth. You are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the best person, Lord Narayan. You are the master of the Marutas, and you are the sun, the moon, air, and the fire, as well as the Marutganas. I offer my obeisances unto you. I offer my obeisances unto Lord Narsimha, who is the creator, the maintainer, and the destroyer of entire universe. Although you perform all of these three acts simultaneously, you are completely beyond these activities. You are the all-pervading, unlimited Supreme Spirit. Praying this way, the best of the Raghus, Lord Ramchandra, worshipped Lord Hari. At that time, the demigods showered a rain of flowers on the head of Lord Narsimhadev. This is the best of prayers called Panchamrit or five nectars compiled by Lord Ram himself. One who reads this will be liberated eternally.
Hari Bol, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, with this nice prayers, the Panchamrit prayers, so we can go ahead now with another prayers as we have started with the prayer. Prabhu, can you share the screen of Srimad Bhagavatam 8.3.10?
Are you asking me, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
It is another prayer from Srimad Bhagavatam.
8.3.10.
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam 8 Canto, 3rd chapter, 10 verse. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Uh, so today we will going to read this verse 8, 3, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And then we will discuss on this verse, and if any realizations regarding this, we can discuss on it. Okay, so am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Padam Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Andradini Swami Swami Om Prabhupada Priya Bhata Jagannath Yatrananda Bhakta Sukhaya Vishnu Purjan Lakshmi Lakshmi Namah Namaste Jananasamam Bhudriyate Nashta Vaishnav Bhadreshu Nityama Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashate Devavati Nishta Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So 8th canto, 3rd chapter, and 10th verse. Nama Atma Pradipaya Sakshine Paramatmane Namo Giram Vidhuraya Manasaschetasam Api. Translation. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the self-effulgent Supersoul, who is the witness in everyone's heart, who enlightens the individual soul, and who cannot be reached by exercise of the mind, words, or consciousness. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, cannot be understood by the individual soul through the mental, physical, or intellectual exercises. It is by the grace of Supreme Personality of Godhead that the individual soul is enlightened. Therefore, the Lord is described here as Atma Pradipa. The Lord is like the sun which illuminates everything and cannot be illuminated by anyone. Therefore, if one is serious about understanding the Supreme, one must receive enlightenment from Him, as instructed in Bhagavad Gita. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's mental, physical, or intellectual powers. Next verse. तात्वेन प्रतिलाभाय नैष्कर्म्येन विपश्चित नम कैवलाय नाथाय निर्वाण सुख संविधे. Translation. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of the transcendental world. Therefore, I offer my respect unto him. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood only by devotional service. Bhaktaya mam abhijanti yavan yaschashme tatvata. If one wants to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth, one must take the activities of a devotional service. These activities are called Sattva or Sudha Sattva in the material world. Activities of goodness, which are symptomatic of a pure Brahmana, are appreciated, but the activities of devotional service are Shuddha Sattva. In the other words, they are on the transcendental platform. Only by devotional service one can understand the Supreme. Devotional service is called Neshkarmya. Mere negation of material activity will not endure. Nashkarmyam api achyuta bhava varjitam. Unless one performs activities with reference to Krishna consciousness, cessations of material activities will not be helpful. In hopes of achieving Nashkarmya freedom from material action, many highly elevated sannyasis stopped their activities. Yet they failed and returned to the material platform to act as materialistic persons. But once one is engaged in the spiritual activities of bhakti yoga, one does not fall down. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore an attempt to engage everyone always in spiritual activity, by which one becomes transcendental to material actions. The spiritual activities of Bhakti Marga, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, lead one to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, as stated here, Satvena Pratilabhaya, Neshkarmena Vipashchita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. The Gopala Tapani Upanishad 15 says, Bhakti Rase Bhajanam Tad iham Utropadi Nershe Nerashyayna Ve Musimun Manasa Kalpanam Etad Evacha Neshkarmyam. This is a definition of Neshkarmya. One acts in Nashkarmya when he fully engages in Krishna conscious activities without material desires to enjoy, either here or in the upper planetary systems, in the present life or in future life. Iha amutra. Anya abhilashita sunyam. When one is freed from all contamination and he acts in devotional service under the direction of spiritual master, one is on the platform of Neshkarma. By such transcendental devotional service, the Lord is served. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Next verse. Nama Santaya Ghoraya Muraya Guna Dharmine Nirvisheshaya Samyaya Namo Janana Ganaya Cha. Translation. The translation by His Divine Grace is Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Vasudev, who is all pervading, to the Lord's fierce form as Lord Nrsimhadev, to Lord's form as an animal, Lord Varadev, to Lord Dattatreya, who preached impersonalism, to Lord Buddha, and to all other incarnations. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has no material qualities, but who accepts the three qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance within this material world. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the impersonal Brahman effulgence, the purport. Haribol. Now, Kishore Prabhu.
Yes,
Purport.
Mataji.
In I was not able to see the purport. In the previous verses, it has been described that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material form, he accepts innumerable forms to favor his devotees and kill the demons. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that they are like the waves of a river. The waves of a river flow incessantly, and no one can count how many waves there are. Similarly, no one can calculate when and how the different incarnations of Lord appear according to the necessities of time, place, and candidates. The Lord appears perpetually. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijmay aham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. In the material world, there is always the possibility of deviation from Krishna consciousness. And therefore, Krishna and his devotees always act in various forms to curb such godlessness. Even impersonalists who stress the knowledge feature of Supreme Personality of Godhead want to merge in the effulgence of the Lord. Therefore, here the word Ghanaya indicates that for atheists who disbelieve in the form and existence of a Lord, all these various incarnations appear. Since the Lord comes to teach in so many forms, no one can say that there is no God. The word Ganaya is especially used here to refer to those whose knowledge has become solidified by dint of their searching for the Lord through speculative philosophical understanding. Superficial knowledge is useless for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when one's knowledge becomes extremely intense and deep, one understands Vasudev. Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. A, a Jnani attains this stage after many, many births. Therefore, the word Jnanan Ghanaya is used here. The word Santaya indicates that the Lord Vasudeva is situated in everyone's heart but does not act with the living entity. The impersonalist Jnanis realize Vasudeva when they are fully mature in knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Next, the 13th verse. श्रेतज्ञाय नमस्तुभ्यं सर्वदक्षाय साक्षिणे पुरुषात्मा मूलाय मूला prakrite namaha. The translation by His Divine Grace is Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the super soul, the superintendent of everything, and the witness of all that occurs. You are the supreme person, the origin of material nature and of the total material energy. You are also the owner of material body. You are also the owner of material body. Therefore, you are the supreme complete. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The purpose. In Bhagavad Gita 13.3, the Lord says, Shrettagyanam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Us kind of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. Every one of us is thinking, I am this body or this is my body. But actually, the truth is different. Our bodies are given to us by the Supreme Proprietor. The living entity who is also Shretagna or the knower of a body is not body only. The actual proprietor of the body is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Shretagna. For example, we may rent and occupy a house, but actually the owner of the house is the landlord. Similarly, we may be allotted a certain type of a body as a facility with which to enjoy this material world. But the actual proprietor of a body is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is called Sarvadakshaya because everything in the material world works under his supervision. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9:10, wherein the Lord says, Maya, Maya, Maya Dakshena Pratakriti Suyate Sachar. This material nature working under my direction, O son of Kunti, is producing all moving and unmoving being. From Prakriti or material nature come so many varieties of living entities, including aquatics, planets, trees, insects, birds, animals, human beings, and demigods. Prakriti is the mother, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the father. Aham bija pradapita. Prakriti can give us material body, but as spirit souls, we are part and parcels of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:7. Mama ivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. The living entity, being part and parcel of a God, is not a product is of this material world. Therefore, The Lord is described in this verse as Atma Mula, the original source of everything. He is the seed of all existence. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam. In the Bhagavad Gita 14:4, the Lord says, Sarva yoneshu konteya murtaya sambhavatiya tasam brahma mahadyone aham bija pradapita. It should be understood that all living entities and all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father. The plants, the trees, the insects, the aquatics, demigods, beasts, birds, and all other living entities are sons or parts and parcels of a supreme Lord, but because they are struggling with different mentalities, they have been given different types of bodies. Mana Sastriyandrani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. Thus, they have become sons of Prakriti or material nature, which is impregnant by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every living entity in this material world is struggling for existence, and the only salvation or relief from the cycle of birth and death in the evolutionary process is full surrender. This is indicated by the word Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So, we all know this is the prayer of surrenderness, the Gajendra prayers. So, uh, anyone, any uh, realization or anything?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Actually, um, actually, we had decided to read few slokas today from Gajendra Prayer, and based on that, we can share our realizations, like what are the mood, what was the mood of Gajendra, and how he approached Lord. So basically, Gajendra was king in previous life as well as in this life also. So he was a great devotee. That's why even in the body of animal, he remembered. mm, so basically, he did not remember who the God is, but he remembered the qualities. So we can remember the God by like Nam, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So the name and the form of the Lord, qualities of the Lord, and the pastimes. So he's describing, Gajendra is describing the qualities, basically, as well as so many things, not only the, I think somewhere he's also describing how he's, I mean, he's Kshetragya. So the prayer starts like Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. So Gajendra is saying, Gajendra does not know who is the Lord, but he then describes all the qualities. So my uh, counselors, very well describes this prayer as that Gajendra did not know, but he approached the Lord, and then all the demigods they started. I mean, he describes a little. I mean, um, in so humorous way where he said that the demigods getting started. Okay, I'm. This is for me. This is for me. Brahma said, "This is for me." But as Gajendra moves ahead with his prayers, then they say, "No, this is not me." So one by one, all the demigods said, no, it's not me. It's for Supreme Lord. Then Lord comes. So he heard the prayers, and we all know that there is a Garuda. When Lord appears, he appears in a Vishnu form. Wherever we have seen such um, katha in the Bhagavatam. So Lord says to Garuda that you are slow. My devotee is calling me, so you cannot fly faster. So I think from left hand, the shoulder, he carries, Lord carries basically Garuda in his shoulder. The speed of Garuda is our mind travels. I think more than that. As we think, we reach there. And Lord told Garuda that you are slow, my devotee. Bhakta is calling. And then we all know that when Lord came, Sudarshan cut the head of crocodile first. So from this prayer, we know that uh, the, the first person to be liberated is that people with demoniac qualities, and devotees are given eternal shelter. So yeah, there are like different kind of liberations, but this is another perspective I have heard in the. This is whatever I'm telling you. It's all coming from parampara. I have uh, heard this from my counselors, many other devotees, and like Amarendra Prabhu also. This is very nice pair. I very much like it. So I requested to recite all these. So we could have gone one by one, but these were a few slokas selected, and then we thought to go ahead. So any other relation by devotees are welcome. If you want to speak up, you can raise your hands.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Raghunath.
Pranam. Very well. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It's beautiful prayers anytime, and Mataji for reading it, and Prabhu for sharing those realizations. Actually, that very nice point about Sudarshan reaching first before the Lord. And so it is like Lord sends his devotees. He's pet devotee before he reaches. So there is another instance, another prayer where Lord sends his devotee, before he reaches. So can anyone think of another instance where Lord sends his devotee when there is a devotee praying for the Lord, but Lord, he goes, but before he reaches, he sends his devotee. I think you would have got it already. Any thoughts?
So I remember one Prabhuji, where actually you can say when Dhruv Maharaj went to forest for penances, Narad Muni was sent by Lord, and Narad Muni came and he tested Dhruva's determination. That is he really? He was 5-year-old boy, So he asked that you can get this, that, and you can go back home. So Dhruva Maharaj said, no, I want Lord. I want him. So then he initiated Dhruva Maharaj and gave the mantra. He recited, he pleased the Lord in system. So that is one Prabhu I remember.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct, bro. The speciality of that this pastime is like uh, Lord sent uh, Naraduni, and Naraduni sent the Lord. So Lord gave the devotee, and devotee gave the Lord. So that is uh, we we were having this katha in Vaisheshika Prabhu was sharing this. So this is a very beautiful instance where Lord gives the Guru and Guru gives the Lord. So yeah, thank you.
Even one thing which, while reading, I just came to, it was the surrenderness of Gajendra, though he was in a very difficult and a very painful stress situation, but still he was remembering he was meditating on the Lord's feet. And when Lord came, he, instead of saying that, "Ki, please get us free," he picks up the lotus flower and he offer it to Lord. So this way our mood should be in a surrenderness, the surrenderness towards our spiritual master, towards the Lord.
Right. So I think Prabhupada ji, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned at multiple places that bhakti should not be fruitive. Like there are Arthati, Gyani, Jigyasu, these, but Tivrena Bhakti Yoga and Agita Purusam Param, that's coming from Bhagavatam, where uh, Bhagavatam says that so liberation is also like kind of dealings, the business. The devotees, even in distress, they do not demand any kind of relief from the Lord. So we can see um, all these examples, all these prayers, where devotees are just praising the Lord. I mean, they never demanded that you get me free, or so even in the case of Prahlad Maharaj also. Dhruv Maharaj went for asking for bigger, planet or kingdom, but at the end he realized that this is all the pieces of stones, sorry, glasses. And then he apologizes about what I was asking for. So it's nothing. In the prayer of Gajendra also, we see that he just describes the qualities and praises the Lord. So, so it should be, it should not be transactional, but allow, we can say, towards whatever. I mean, um, I am very tiny to speak all these things. But this is all coming from the parampara, whatever I'm saying. It's not my words. It's not me. I'm not at that to speak these things. Uh, I don't qualify for that, but this is my uh, realization and whatever I ever heard.
So there is one aspect where uh, don't exactly remember who it was. There's a conversation with Srila Prabhupada, one of his disciples, where they ask, um, how long will it take to attain um, pure devotional service for the Lord? Okay, and then Prabhupada says you'll be successful if you are able to be around until you get old. So it is like, I mean, we also, all of us face this um, question, like specifically, when we chant for like years together, 10 years, 20 years, is there a timeline when we will, um, like attain the sattvic bhav, all like, and whenever we hear Lord's name, we'll get tears in our eyes, and so all the symptoms when we will attain. So faith is very important. Like how we see in Gajendra Moksha prayers, faith is very important. It is the other thing is uh, in like specifically in Grahastha life. There are so many responsibilities that one. So once husband and wife they come together, they have so many responsibilities. Bringing up the children and taking care of daily responsibilities, going to work, and mother taking care of the household. We don't even realize how we are getting old. Our life becomes hijacked by um, our responsibilities. Okay, like bringing up a family is not so easy, and at different intervals, we take a pause and look back. Is there any spiritual progress we are making? So, and um, we always feel guilty that, as usual, we always compare ourselves with other devotees and um, keep feeling that, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. So, um, so as we see here in Gajendra Moksha prayers, so there is the crocodile, um the bite of the crocodile. It is unimaginably painful, but at the same time, the prayers, while Gajendra is praying, he actually becomes inimical or oblivious to the pain and the suffering that he is going through. We may actually see that, we may, I mean, from the picture of the Gajendra prayers, it is um, so. You see, the Gajendra is praying peacefully. So when a devotee is in Krishna consciousness, um, it, the life of the devotee, because of the association, because of the Harinam, uh, it acts as an anesthesia or a balm um, for our routine sufferings. So we go through uh, our life. Life is painful in material world. We go through all of this in bhakti. So then so with faith, when we go through in our life, and then we still keep chanting through the years, and then so it is never that we qualify, um, we attain some qualification or certificate, to go back to God. It is always by mercy. right? That doesn't give us anyway the ticket to underdo or our sadhana, but at the same time, faith is very important, and it is just like waves in the ocean. Some are so our pains are our I mean, as we go through life, we have so many obstructions, and they are like different heights of waves in the ocean. So sometimes it is it is um, it almost takes down our boat, and sometimes somehow we keep floating, but somehow the whole idea is like just be around, continue devotional service, continue associating with devotees, continue sadhana somehow. So as we stick around, it is and as we age, it is there will be some transformation. That is the hope, and then there will be ultimately it all depends on the mercy. And when the Lord sees that this devotee is keeping faith and continuing devotional service honestly, so uh, there is always a hope that mercy will double. So that is something that I realize from the Gajendra Moksha prayers. Thank you.
Yes, so yeah, right. Rightly said that. That Ahaitu Pratihata Yaya Superstimity. Uninterrupted, unmotivated. That's how it should be. Yes, Panjani Prabhuji. We can speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna Dhruv. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. Actually, when I was hearing the Gajendra prayers, I was contemplating on how it is very similar with the prayers of Draupadi or Panchali, that when we hear अभी अक्षय तृतीया का ओकेजन था एंड अक्षय पात्र से खाना प्रोड्यूस होना बंद हो गया था एंड वी हियर द स्टोरी दैट द्रौपदी कॉल्स फॉर द लॉर्ड एंड भगवान 2 मिनट में आ जाते हैं एंड शास्त्र सेज कि नहीं नहीं सॉरी नॉट इवन 2 मिनट्स शास्त्र सेज भगवान कुछ सेकंड में द्वारका से लेके एंड वहां पे आ जाते हैं जहां पे पांडवास तभी एग्जाइल कर रहे थे सो I was thinking that for the pure devotees of the Lord who are actually surrendered to him, like Gajendra, भगवान बहुत desperate है उनको help करने के लिए because they are thinking of the Lord the entire time. भगवान भी उनके बारे में पूरा टाइम सोच रहे हैं and whenever they call out for the Lord, Krishna comes. So Krishna literally इतने डेस्परेट थे द्रौपदी और पांडवास को हेल्प करने के लिए कि भगवान ने अपने हेयर भी कोम नहीं किए. शास्त्र में वो डिस्क्रिप्शन आता है उन्होंने धोती भी अच्छी तरह से पहना नहीं था. He just came from Dwarka and it was like he was gasping for breath and then he was like Draupadi you called me क्या हुआ. So sometimes what happens कि हम हमारे भक्ति में इतने monotonous हो जाते हैं that we try to take even our Krishna conscious practice as a task कि 16 माला करना है आज ओ जपा माला लेके करो and then reading करनी है. But actually if we see it from a transaction of love point of view that today I am sitting in front of the deities or today I am chanting my rounds. In this regard, Mahatma Prabhu एक बार पुणे आए थे and Mahatma Prabhu gave a very nice japa seminar and he said in that seminar the meaning of the Maha Mantra जो हम chant करते हैं. I don't know how many of the devotees who are present here actually know कि हम महामंत्र चैंट करें इसका मीनिंग क्या है. and he sang it. I will not sing it now, but it is a very beautiful thing to contemplate upon. And the meaning of the Mahamantra is, O Radha, O Krishna, please engage me in your service. O my friend, please accept me. Bring my heart closer to yours. And he sang it in a melody. And जब हम लोग इस मीनिंग के ऊपर कंटेम्पलेट करते हैं ना, तो हमको समझ में आता है that we are not just chanting the Mahamantra like it is something to chant, but it has a purpose. We are actually asking for service. We are actually establishing that connection with Krishna. Krishna is okay. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. है वो भगवान है, ऐश्वर्य भाव है, हम ओबेसेंसेस पे करते हैं, बट कृष्णा इज ऑल्सो अ पर्सन. यू हैव टू अप्रोच हिम एज अ पर्सन. सो समटाइम्स I do this practice on my own, so I will suggest to others also. Sometimes हमको सिर्फ हमारे DTs के सामने बैठना चाहिए. We should just talk to them, share our problems, or we should just glorify them. अभी हमको तो नहीं पता DTs को या भगवान को कैसे glorify करना है. So by these prayers of Gajendra or Dhruv Maharaj or Prahlad Maharaj, like Prabhu so wonderfully read the purport, we can actually offer these prayers and we can just ask what the pure devotees asked. So that is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you very much. I saw hand raised by Maharupa Prabhu. You lowered your hand. So would you like to speak?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So I think right now we have a question and answer session have started. So as of time, I just wanted to say that in Gajendra Leela, like Gajendra was not aware that who is the Supreme Lord, to whom I should pray, uh, how I should pray, and what is the time and all. So he was not aware about anything, and he just started praying to Lord. So in day-to-day life also, we devotees are there. We are doing bhakti, but of course with many aprada or with many problems, or even we are not qualified fully. This is the mercy of Srila Gurudev that we have become qualified in a way. So means like neophyte devotees as I am, and so I can relate my situation with Gajendra, that he was not aware that where to pray, how to pray, when to pray, what to pray. But Lord is all merciful. He helped him even in that situation. So we can see the reflection of God through our Srila Gurudev or Srila Prabhupada, that we were engaged in so many mundane activities, or in so many different kind of stuff we were. But by the mercy, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, we also got that grace, that bliss, and that mercy of God and Guru and Gauranga. So I just wanted to say this, that I can also relate that story as a devotee in my life, that how Lord helped Gajendra, still Lord is helping us or me at least. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing your relation. So any devotees in relation or any questions? Yes, Ranjana Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhu. I just wanted to add one last point. I personally do this, so I would recommend other devotees to also do it. बचपन में जब मैं छोटा था, so what I used to do, कभी भी, it is very subtle thing, but जब भी कुछ चोट लगती थी, we all say, uy amma, mama, or we say are, something we say whenever something bad happens. So it is most of the time that हमारे लाइफ में गुड सिनारियोस तो बहुत कम ही आते हैं. जब आते भी हैं तो आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी डिवोटीज और बाय सेल्फ आल्सो वी रिमेम्बर कृष्णा एंड वी आर ग्रेटफुल टू कृष्णा दैट उन्होंने हमको ये सिचुएशन में लाया, दैट वी आर हैविंग सक्सेस और वॉट एवर. सो बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स देर इज बैड सिचुएशन. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ गिविंग दैट रिएक्शन ऑफ लाइट चली गई तो अरे यार, आई से ओ गोपीनाथ, because Gopinath is very dear to me. So even this case of Gajendra or all the devotees, whenever they are distressed, they remember the Lord. So I have developed it by the mercy of Gurudev that any bad thing happens, the first thing I say is, "Oh Gopinath." So again, we get the example of this from Ajamil. Ajamil just said Narayan and he left his body, but actually he was saying to his son. तो अगर हम लोग ये हैबिट डेवलप करें कि कुछ भी हमारे लाइफ में बैड हो जाए तो ओ गोविंद, ओ गोपीनाथ, अगर हम ऐसा बोले और मस्ती मस्ती में ही हम लोग भगवत धाम चले जाए तो इससे ज्यादा अच्छा क्या होएगा. मीन्स Ajamil case was also very rare, but if we all see honestly, हमारा भी केस बहुत ही rare है. We are seeing in Shastra, ब्रह्माणे भ्रमिते को न भाग्यवान जीव, Guru Krishna Prasad by Bhakti Lata Vish. Out of millions of people, we are the ones who are selected, hand-picked. My devotees, you are hand-picked by Gurudev and Krishna to do this devotional service. तो मस्ती मस्ती में हमने गोपीनाथ गोविंद बोल दिया in the time of डेथ और इन अ टाइम ऑफ डिस्ट्रेस, और भगवान उसको सीरियसली ले लिए कि अरे ये मेरे को याद कर रहा है, तो हमारा उद्धार हो ही जाएगा. सो या, दैट इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू शेयर. थैंक यू.
Hare Krishna. Guruji, shall we start the diary chapter now?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll just share the diary chapter on the group.
Volume 15, Chapter 10. These are all Krishna's arrangements. January 31st, 2020. I was on my morning walk on the beach in Durban, South Africa, last week when my cell phone rang. Hey Maharaj, this is Craig, the Craig from high school. Wow, Craig, I can't even remember the last time we were in touch. How are you doing? Just fine, he replied. I heard through the grapevine that you are recovering from a big surgery, and I just wanted to call and wish you a well. Thanks a lot, Craig. That's very kind of you, I said. Hey, I am curious. How did you get my number? I met a few of your students here in California, he said, and I follow you on Facebook too. You have done well for yourself. Well, thanks, I said. Remember, way back in 1969, I predicted who your guru would be, and it all came true, he said. That's true. You did predict it. I said. We both laughed. Well, get better, my friend, he said, and let's keep in closer touch. Yes, let's do that. Craig had reminded me of a defining moment in my life. Overwhelmed with emotion, I sat down on a bench. I looked out at the ocean and, wondering at the mysterious way of a Lord, I thought back to that moment. On leave from the United States Marine Corps for a month in July 1969, I was living with 6 of my friends in a rented house in my hometown of Kentfield, California. One evening, the phone rang. Hey, Steve, one of the guys called out. Get the phone, will you? Man, I'm watching the Beverly Hillbillies. Steve yelled back. No way, I am getting up. I will get it, said Johnny in a resigned voice. He put his beard down and dragged himself off the sofa and into the kitchen. The damn phone rang all day long. and it's never for me. Sure enough, it's for you, Brain, he called to me. Who is it? Don't know. I didn't ask, Johnny said. But the guys sound official. Thanks, man, I said. Taking the receiver from him into the phone, I said, Hello, this is Brain. Can I help you? Is this Lance Corporal Tibitis? Said a commanding voice. I immediately realized it was a Marine Corps official. Sir, yes, sir, it's me. The captain of a local duty station is requesting that you come to see him at 0800 tomorrow morning. He said, What is it about? I asked. That's classified, soldier. Sure, okay, I said. I will be there. The next morning, I arrived in full uniform at the Marine Corps Center on Madison Ave in San Rafael at 8 a.m. I knew where it was because I had signed up for the corps there 3 years earlier. The captain was a serious looking man in his 60s. He directed me to a chair in front of his imposing desk. Lance Corporal Tibetis, thank you for coming in, he said. I have the report of your meeting with the naval doctors last week in Oakland. Yes, sir, I said nervously. Son, he said, on the advice of those physicians, we are discharging you from the corps effective immediately. An honorable discharge. I felt my stomach drop. But why? I blurted out. I thought I was on my way to Vietnam. Well, according to the report, you joined the corps with 8 of your high school friends, correct? Yes, sir, I replied. All guys from my high school football team. And when your unit shipped out to Vietnam, you were ordered to stay back for advanced weaponry training? Yes. Yes, sir. Underwater demolition. And then you served stateside for some time? Yes, sir. And while you were stateside, your platoon came under heavy artillery and rocket fire during the Tet Offensive. And all of your friends were killed, correct? Yes, sir, I said in a quiet voice. The doctors have determined that that's had a major effect on you, the captain said. We don't deem you fit for combat. But I'm overeat, I said in a bigger voice. I'm ready to go. Not according to what I have here in front of me, he said, tapping the pages on his desk. Your father's disease. Yes, sir, last year. It says here he was on the aircraft carrier USS Cabot in World War II in the South Pacific. Says that he was injured and that he received a Purple Heart. Yes, sir, I said, surprised. He saw action there. It was his dying wish that I join the armed force. Has your mother remarried? The captain asked. No, sir. Are you helping her out financially? Yes, sir, I am. Son, we have taken all that into consideration. Your discharge papers will be mailed to you within a week. But, sir, that will be all, soldier. But I'm not a soldier anymore, I said, standing up. You gave a few good years to your country, he said. You can be proud of that. When I got back to the house, I shared the news with my friends. They all jumped up and down for joy, but I was despondent. Come on, man, Steve said. Be happy. You know how many guys wish they could get out of going to war in Vietnam? You know my story, Steve, I said. Harvey, Jerry, Paul, and all others died in combat while I was with stateside. They are gone, and I am still here. I don't feel good about that. The mood in the room changed suddenly. Craig, the most spiritual of my friends, spoke up. Everyone has their karma brain, he said. Try not to feel guilty. Karma is a law of nature. What you do, good or bad, comes back to you. It wasn't your time to die then, and it isn't your time now either. Whatever, I said. I walked down to the corner church and sat awkwardly in the pew with folded hands. I can't remember ever having come into the church, I said out loud. I wasn't sure.
मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही है, सबको आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
सबको नहीं आ रही.
ओके ओके, ठीक है. I'll continue reading by the time Mataji join करे. I wasn't sure who to talk to, so I directed my words toward the cross on the altar. My parents weren't religious, and I guess neither am I. But what can I say? God, I'm struggling with a few issues, and honestly, I don't know who to turn to. If you are there, if you are real, can you give me a sign? Some direction? I was quiet in the church. I sat a few minutes, and when nothing happened, I stood up and left, grabbing one of the free Bibles at the entrance on the way out. I wandered into a local alternative bookstore. Browsing through the section on Eastern philosophy, I picked out a book I thought might help. It was called The Tibetan Book of the Dead. I stopped in the park and on the way back to the house and read the first few chapters. I was confronted with an idea totally foreign to me, the theory of reincarnation, the idea that there is life after death. It helps a little if you believe in reincarnation, I guess. I thought if it's true, it means the guys are probably doing okay somewhere else. When I finally got back to the house, Craig was sitting on a couch waiting for me. He could see I was upset even without me saying a word. Craig was like a big brother to me, tall, freckled, and with a full head of red hair. He stood out in a crowd. He had done well in school until the drug culture hit and he had started missing classes. Intelligent and inquisitive by nature, he had recently started showing an interest in Indian philosophy. Hey Brian, Billy saw you into the church. He said, how about we sit and have a talk? How are you? I just don't know where to turn from here, I confessed. I think you should look to the east, he said. Like India. The Beatles went there. They stayed in an ashram for a few weeks. Look, yesterday I was in San Francisco in the Haight Ashbury visiting some friends. Someone gave me an invitation to a big event that's happening tomorrow in Golden Gate Park. Yeah, what kind of event? It's a big parade with a gigantic chariot from India, he said. A spiritual gathering. People dress up like in India. They are going to sing songs and burn incense. Stuff like that. It's the talk of Haight Ashbury. All the hippies in San Francisco are going. What's it about? I asked. I'm not completely sure, Craig said, but there's going to be a vegetarian feast at the end. So I am going. You want to come with me? It's free. I guess so, I said, but don't really feel like going to a big celebration. But I guess I'll go if you're going. Hey, but it's not just a celebration, Craig said. Maybe you will find the answers of what you're looking for. Yeah, sure. Okay, I said. Where shall I meet you? I'll just meet you at the event, Craig replied. Just drive over Golden Gate Bridge and take the second exit into the park. We can meet at noon next to the big chariot. The next morning, I got up late and rushed through the traffic towards the Golden Gate Bridge, which was an hour from where we lived. There was a long line of stationary cars backed up for at least a half a mile at the toll gate. Reports are just coming in for a bad accident at Golden Gate Bridge, the news reader announced over the radio. The California Highway Patrol says to expect a delay of several hours. I gave up after 2 hours. Must be my karma, I thought, remembering Craig's explanation for unfortunate reversals. The next day, Craig came bursting into the kitchen where I was having breakfast. Hey man, he said, what happened, man? I looked for you everywhere at the parade yesterday. Sorry, I said. There was an accident on the bridge. I waited for hours and just gave up. Man, you really missed out, Craig said. It was far out. There were literally thousands of people. The chariot was huge. We all pulled it through the park on ropes for 3 miles down the beach. Then we had a feast of rice pudding, fruit salad, and sugar balls. The food was so delicious. But you know what impressed me the most? What?
Panchajanya Prabhu, you reading? I'm not able to hear anything.
His name for you. Tearing a piece of newspaper that was lying on the couch, he wrote down each letter of Guru's name and handed it to me. They call him Srila Prabhupada, he said. Jai Ho. I took the scrap of paper and crammed it in my pocket in my jeans. That night, before going to sleep, I emptied out my pockets into my bed and found this piece of paper. I stuffed it into the cover of my Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band record album by the Beatles. For a few weeks, I mused over Craig's advice that I look to the east for an answer as to why my friends died in the war and I didn't. My discharge from the Marine Corps, though honorable, also weighed heavily on my mind. I finally decided to leave the house I was living in with my friends, leave California, leave the United States altogether. For now, I'll go to Europe and experience different countries with different cultures. I met all kinds of people. Maybe I'll find some answers to my questions, I thought. In September 1969, I boarded a flight to Europe with a friend. We visited England, Denmark, France, Germany, and Greece. We were still unfulfilled. So we went on to Turkey, Egypt, and Lebanon. I started thinking of going on further to India when unforeseen circumstances forced me to return to US. Upon my return, I got married and my wife started to follow Craig's advice in is in earnest by attending lectures of various yoga and spiritual teachers who themselves had traveled from India with their teachings. Then, as fate would have it, in December 1970, my wife and I chanced upon a small group of men who seemed to be monks. They were dressed in flowing saffron robes and singing and dancing on the main lawn in the campus of a University of Michigan at Ann Arbor, where I was working as a gardener. A large group of 200 or so students had gathered around them. When the singing stopped, one of the monks stepped forward to speak. "Thank you, boys and girls," he said in a clear, joyful voice. "This chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is a transcendental sound vibration coming from the spiritual world." Then students started drifting away. After a few minutes, there were only few remaining, but I stood dumbfounded by the whole experience, captivating by the young monk's presence and by the atmosphere that they had created. The young monk came over to me. "My name is Vishnu Janaswamy," he said. "What's yours?" "Brian," I said. "Tell me more about what you are doing. Tell me about Krishna." "First, I'll tell you about my guru," he said. "One can only understand Krishna by the mercy of the spiritual master." "Who is your guru?" I asked. "His name is Srila Prabhupada," he replied. The name was familiar, but I couldn't figure out why. It rang a bell and awakened a deep emotion I couldn't understand. We sat and the Swami spoke about Srila Prabhupada for over an hour. When he finished, he asked me, "So what do you think? Can he be my spiritual master too? Can I be his disciple like you?" I asked. It was it wasn't long before I was. My wife and I moved into a nearby Hare Krishna temple, and within a year I was initiated disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, affectionately known to his disciples and followers as Srila Prabhupada. I had long forgotten the short exchange I had with my friend Craig after he saw Srila Prabhupada at the Chariot Festival in San Francisco. But 10 years later, after joining the movement, when I visit my mother in California, where I threw some of my old possessions, which I had kept with her when I went to Europe, when I picked up my St. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band record album, a tiny yellow piece of newspaper fell out from the cover. Picking it, I saw Srila Prabhupada's name scribbled in Craig's handwriting on it. Suddenly, everything came to me, came back to me, and I broke into tears. I marveled on how the Lord orchestrates for his devotees to come to Krishna consciousness and at how he arranged for me to meet and take shelter of my eternal spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. I could only conclude that such arrangements are not out of this world. Srila Prabhupada has said the same. Today is the disappearance of my Guru Maharaj. I was born in a different family, and my Guru Maharaj was born in a different family. Who knew I would come to his protection? Who knew that I could go to America? Who knew that you American boys would come to me? These are all Krishna's arrangements. We cannot understand how things are taking place. Srila Prabhupada lecture on the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Los Angeles, December 9, 1968. Sorry. So, any devotees would like to share their realizations after this diary chapter reading? Yes, Advait Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, I actually started reading. Like, I think I read about half before I realized I disconnected. So,
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. So, no, it's fine. But what I wanted to add is like, I also remember like in Journey Home, Ramnath Maharaj also he has a similar experience. He gets a photo, I think it's a photo or a pamphlet he gets in New York, and Srila Prabhupada's picture is on that. And he just remembers that upon seeing this person, I wish I can be as happy as him. Like this person is very happy. I wish he looks like he is content in life. And then he has that pamphlet when he goes to Europe, and then but then he forgets about it. And then I think after he gets initiated, one devotee gives him that same pamphlet, and then he writes in the book that he marvels at the way that Krishna orchestrates everything. So even if you see in this chapter, Srila Gurudev, he wanted to serve in the army, but then due to some like some circumstances, he couldn't. And he also was in Europe, and he was going to go to India, but he didn't because of some circumstances. And all those little tiny things eventually built up to that silver spoon pastime, which is so famous. And obviously we hear so much about karma and how it plays a major role in our life, but then through these stories we actually see it's like uh practical applications, like how it actually has happened. So that's what my realization is.
Jai. Yes, bro. Um, like even all of us somehow, if we just we just look back in our lives and we think कि हम गुरुदेव से कैसे मिले. I know I have interacted with so many of our God brothers and God sisters, and each one of them has some unique story कि वो गुरुदेव से कैसे मिले and how Krishna arranged them to meet Gurudev. So yeah, these things are actually beyond our thinking. We being Indian bodied, how we came in touch with first of all ISKCON, then out of ISKCON also how did we came in touch with Gurudev. So it's a mystery, but yeah, when we go back and join the dots, it all makes sense. So thank you so much for sharing your realization. Anyone else would like to say something before we end the call?
Hare Krishna, brother. Dhanvat Pranam.
Yes,
So
bro.
personally, I understand that we should be, great. First thing, we should be very grateful to our spiritual master, and we should believe in the plans of Krishna, like how Krishna can arrange. Arrangement of Krishnas are amazing, and we should always remember like how we were in, before coming into devotion, and by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, how we become now. So every day we should remember like how we changed a lot, and we should be thankful to our Guru Maharaj and Krishna for accepting us, for accepting our, all our, bad, whatever we are, but still accepting us as a part of their family. That's it, bro. Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro. Um, grateful तो होना ही चाहिए गुरुदेव को. Like as Prabhu said, Nandaraj Prabhu, अहेतु की अप्रतिहता. We actually cannot comprehend how much Gurudev helps us in our day-to-day lives, and he's praying for us, and how much mercy he's showing. So ये हमारे imagination के भी beyond है, but even Prabhupada said, and even Gurudev says at some points that I am always thinking of you. He's always thinking of us. So we should be rest assured that we are always under his protection. Yes. Anyone else would like to add something? And I would also like to request devotees to interact in these troopers calls. We want to have an interactive session. आप जितना participate करोगे आपको भी उतना ही God family के साथ connected feel होगा, so that when we meet in these occasions like Vyasa Puja or Kartik Parikrama, then it is like meeting an old friend. अरे troopers वे तो जानती ही हैं एक दूसरे को. So like that. So please do interact. Suchit Prabhu, you want to say something? I see your mic unmute. Okay. Jai. So, if everyone allows, we will conclude the session, today's session over here. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। शिल गुरुदेव की जय। All glories to our illustrious God family. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari.